Thresh is the best champion to main in League of Legends. He's a champ you can play for thousands of hours without ever getting bored, and a great carry to climb with. Let me tell you why. In the support role, Thresh is a champion that doesn't really fit into any category. Is he a tanky and beefy engage champion? No. Is he an enchanter that peels for the ADC? Nope. Is he a support that can one-shot you and make you question your life choices? Maybe. But what is Thresh then? I would say Thresh is just Thresh. The thing with Thresh is that he has a very unique and versatile kit that can adapt differently to every game. Every ability in Thresh's kit can be used for engage, disengage, peel, and whatever else you could possibly want. You know what? Let me stop yapping and actually show you. Here this guy is about to escape, and I can use my flay to stop it. Here these two guys are about to engage on my Vayne, and I can use my flay and hook to deny it. Lantern someone out, lantern someone in. You can see the pattern, right? When you play this champion, you are the playmaker. You are the one who hooks. And if you play well, you can deliver kills to your team with your hook, getting the lanes ahead, while also keeping them alive with your lantern and deny shutdowns and so on. Okay, so now that we've established how quirky and unique Thresh is, I really want to talk about his hook. The Thresh hook is easily one of the most satisfying and impactful abilities to land in the game. It has a pretty distinct windup, so you won't be aiming at where the enemies are, but rather where you think they will go. The more you use this ability, you'll understand that the game consists more of understanding your opponents rather than just hitting your hook like how a Blitzcrank or Nautilus would play maybe. This way of thinking also keeps the game really fresh in my opinion, since you have to adapt to new players every game and focus more on what the enemies do when you aim. And let me tell you, the satisfaction of reading your enemies like a book is superior to anything in this game, in my opinion. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what? Okay, so now that I've talked a bit about the hook, let's go over to the lantern.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
The lantern is one of the strongest, if not the strongest ability in the game. It allows an ally to dash instantly to Thresh, also giving them a little shield. The amount of times I've saved my teammates with this ability is honestly more than I can count. In lane, it's a great way to provide a safety net for your ADC, especially if the enemy support has engaged like Alistar for example. Just to give you an idea of how impactful this ability can be, let me show you a little montage of my saves with the lantern. You see how many times I've bailed out my allies with this thing? God damn, they should give me an award or something. And you can also pick up souls with a lantern by throwing it. That's kinda cool. Next up we have the flay, which is the bread and butter for your combos and can separate good Thresh players from great ones. The thing with the flay is that it can cancel movement abilities, which can do wonders in saving your allies or deny an escape, which I showed you. So use it wisely. Or just use it after you hook. Or just use it before your hook. At the end of the day, it's really just the ability that will melt into your muscle memory the more you play this character. Last but not least, the box. Thresh's ultimate, the box, makes a pentagon cult looking ass box around him that will slow and damage enemies that walk through one of the walls. It's not super essential to his kit, but it works extremely well with the hook and flay in a combo. Let me demonstrate. Here we have a beautiful target dummy that will be our guest today. I start off with a hook. The dummy will get pulled in, and while this is happening, I start my ult. After the second and last pull, I'll flay the dummy to close the last gap, making it go into one of the walls, getting the damage and slow. So you can make an enemy get hit by your Q, E, and ult in just one combo if you hit your hook. You can also ult while you're close to the enemy, which cages them in and forces a flash or makes them stay inside. But ideally you want to drag them into the walls to get the huge slow. Okay! Now that I've told you about Thresh's kit, you can maybe see how it all works so well together. You can flay an enemy close to you, making a hook easy to land. You can hook, lantern your ally and engage. You can play an enemy's movement ability and peel for your ADC. To summarize, you can adapt differently to every game and play a new role depending on what your team needs. And that's why I never get bored of Thresh. Every game you have 5 new enemies to understand and predict, while also having 4 teammates you can adapt to and make plays with. In my opinion, this makes him the perfect champion to main to keep the game fresh. And he doesn't really have any bad matchups in the same way other champs do. Because you just have to adapt and lay more focus on different parts of his kit, depending on what you're up against. And another thing is that some people even play him in the top lane, where there's a whole dimension of crazy builds and playstyles, which just goes to show how flexible he is as a character. I think I played it once in a normal game. I went 0-11. On a final note to why you should main Thresh, he's just such a cool character. Sadistic and cunning, Thresh is an ambitious and restless spirit of the Shadow Isles. Once the custodian of countless arcane secrets, he was undone by a power greater than life or death, and now sustains himself by tormenting and breaking others with slow, excruciating inventiveness. I don't know what half of those words meant, but what I do know is that Thresh is easily one of the best champions designed in League of Legends, from his lore to abilities. Hopefully I've inspired you to main Thresh like me, and if you enjoyed, I would appreciate a like on the video. And I mean, if you want to follow me on my journey to becoming that one famous Thresh main that everybody knows about, make sure to subscribe as well.